Hello, Nigeria. There's no better place to be, so don't you ever change that dial. What's up, everybody? It's Kabam Zasukwa, and you're watching Hello, Nigeria.
Hello and welcome back to Hello Nigeria. It's time for our top story. Now we have a very interesting woman. I stumbled on her on social media and I thought her profile was really worth sharing. Now I'll just quickly read a few things about her. She's a writer, digital strategist, and an all-round creative. She's a graduate of foreign languages, French, from the prestigious Obafemi Awolowo University in Ile-Ife, Osun State. And she always stood out as an artistic child with unmitigated interest in literature and fine arts. Today, she set up a creative outfit, Cyrus 45 Factory, which focuses on not only recycling, but also producing bespoke and ultra-modern furniture and products for the art-savvy Nigerian. She also works as a digital strategist and content writer at an advertising agency in Lagos. I'm speaking with Olabanke Banjo. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hi, thank you for having me.
You look artistic, starting from your hair. I love it. You look really nice.
Thank you so much.
So French.
Yeah.
And now you're into furniture.
Yes.
First of all, why did you decide to study French?
I've always loved languages from when I was small. My mom actually did some French. And funny enough, almost everyone in my house studied languages.
Everybody in your house?
My big sister studied German. I studied French. My younger sister studied English.
Beautiful.
So I've always loved languages.
All right. So hopefully we'll have a little bit of French from you before this show ends.
Je ne sais pas, peut-être. Je ne sais pas, peut-être.
Right now, like, if I used to see you like this before, I don't feel like it too, because I've always loved to learn languages. So recently I traveled. Anytime I go to somewhere, I try to pick a few words from what they say. So hopefully I'll be able to learn something from you today.
No problem. We'll see in camera.
Now let's talk about your journey into furniture. At what point did you discover that you were artistic?
From when I was small, actually, I've always loved the arts. You know, I used to draw when I was small. My mom bought me this really cool drawing book when I was small. I used to draw artists, Beyonce, Green Day. Yes, I used to draw, but I don't draw anymore. And then I used to revamp like old items. Like when I was younger, like in secondary school, if my earring should spoil, instead of throwing away, I would turn it into a brooch or probably put it on my bag to make it, you know, more fine or something. So I've always been an artistic person. Now,
of all the areas of arts, usually girls are intrigued by makeup, hair, nails, but you went totally out of the expected league to something really not ordinary. You're now into interior decoration, and yours is more climate friendly. So tell us about how you started, when you decided to start that, and you know, did anybody tell you about it? How did you decide that this is the kind of business I want to venture into?
Funny enough, it was coincidental. I was a blogger at the time when I discovered, you know, my passion for upcycling in that sense. I was staying with my sister in 2006, and her neighbors had a pile of 20 tires they wanted to throw away. They were used tires. So, you know, being a lover of revamping old items, I told them, don't throw them away now. Give them to me. I would figure out what to do with them. And Google is your best friend. So, you know, I went on Google. I'm like, what can I do with a tire? Although the first thing that came to my mind was, okay, it's round. Maybe if I put wood here, wood here, wood here, I can make a table. So that's what came to my mind. And, you know, when I checked on Google, I saw some DIY, you know, images of tire furniture, tire table, and that's how I started.
Wow. So everything you learned was on Google.
Yes,
did you have any professional
internet
training at some point?
No.
You had no professional training?
No, I didn't.
Now, for those of you who actually, you don't understand the idea of what we're talking about, you should follow Banke on Instagram at Olabanke.
Olabanke03, and my company page is at Cyrus45_.
You should follow her, and then you see the magic that they do with their work. So now, when you decided, you found out that you could do this, were you working at the time, and did you have to quit any job or any other dream to pursue your career as a furniture maker?
Yes, I was working. Like I said, I was a blogger, but it was a remote job. I was working from home, so it didn't really interfere. But I actually went back into the 9-to-5, you know, kind of work. And luckily for me, it's a creative industry. It's advertising. So it's some form of flexibility for me. So although juggling the two hasn't been so easy because, you know, I mean, I have to work.
So you still work now?
Yeah, I work.
Wow. You work and then you run the business.
Yes, I do.
How are you able to strike a balance? Now, some of the things that bother us as women. We're expected to be a superwoman at home, at work, you know, and if you were married in the home front,
Yes.
there's so much going on. How are you able to strike a balance? And do you have those moments of emotional meltdown when you think, I can't do this anymore?
I do have emotional meltdowns. It's not easy. I'm juggling a 9 to 5 and also running a business or being an entrepreneur. But the truth is, once you have your priorities set straight, you know, you have your to-do list. I always talk about to-do list. It's very important. If you have your day set early in the morning, you can achieve a lot in 24 hours. I mean, most of us in this age, millennials, spend our time on social media.
Sure.
3 hours, the max on social media. But
No,
if you
the
actually,
list,
the
not
list,
for-
sorry,
yeah,
the
exactly.
list, sorry, I meant to say the list on social media. But if you actually plan your day and prioritize, sincerely, you can achieve a lot. So it's not so much stressful. And I also have help from my family and friends. So it's not so much stressful as it should be. I'm
Okay.
actually blessed.
Let's talk
sincerely.
about your family. The moment you decided that you wanted to go into furniture making, how was the reaction from your parents and your immediate family members? Were they supportive, or did they think, no, it's not something, we want you to be more of a professional person, work with United Nations? You know, we have the stories of families that wanted a certain career path for their children, and then the children, when got the certificate, gave it to their parents and decided to pursue their own talent. Did you have similar story?
You know, funny enough, my family is a very creative family. Everybody studied art, you know. So my mom was very supportive because I stay with my mom alone. So she was like, "Oh, are you serious? You want to do this? No problem." You know, she even gave me money, you know, to start the business. She even helps me on market runs, you know, to get fabrics for our ottomans and some of the chairs. So my mom is very supportive, 100%
Give me a
supportive.
breakdown of what your work, if you had to turn a tire into furniture, give me a breakdown of, you know, of what it
The
entails.
process?
Yes.
Okay, so first of all, we usually source for tires. So because people dump tires on the roadside, refuse dumps, so we go tire hunting most weekends. So we go to refuse dumps, we pick up tires, we gather them, and then we wash them, we sanitize them. And then when we do that, we get the design. I usually sketch. I'm the creative director, so I sketch my design, what I want to do, and then we wash them, then we paint, start the construction, the wood and the likes, and yeah, that's basically it. And then we finish the work. It's a lot of, like, you know, construction process.
And do you have like a team that works with you, or
Yes,
do you
I
do it
do.
alone?
I do have a team that works with me. It's not a big team because we just started, but yeah, I do have a team.
All right, so now let's look at the impact on climate change. Now, for some people, when they heard me saying, oh, she does a climate-friendly business, they're wondering how. So break it down. How is it climate-friendly?
Okay, so one of the things that's actually causing, you know, the climate to change, or, you know, environmental hazards, is actually burning of tires, because the smoke actually, you know, it thins out the layer of the, you know, climate and the likes. So
Yes.
yeah, so because we are actually, instead of burning the tires, we are actually turning them into ultra modern products or bespoke products that you can use in your home. They're actually what's it called, eco-friendly in that sense. Do you understand?
Yes.
So instead of, you know, wasting the tires or throwing them away, we are doing something resourceful and useful with them.
Very
in that
true.
sense, yeah.
Well done. Well
Thank
done.
you.
You have really beautiful artwork, and you know, I think people should key into that. We don't really have a recycling culture as much in Nigeria.
Yes, we don't.
We're starting to learn, you know, but we still have a long way to go. Now, let's talk about some of the challenges you've encountered in starting a business and sustaining a business. Can you share some with us?
Okay, so the first challenge obviously is funding, you know, getting money. Being an entrepreneur is not easy. But like I said, I have support from family and friends. They, you know, people that invested in the business when I first started. Also production, you know, getting resources, the right resources is not easy. It's money, the right equipment to produce quality stuff. Because one of the goals of Cyrus 45 Factory is to change the perception of made in Nigeria products. Because, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, I'd rather import tire table. I'll get it from Italy. But we want to produce quality stuff that Nigerians are proud to say, oh, I bought this because it's made in Nigeria. So that's one of the challenges, you know, that we have. Production, funding, basically, getting the right equipment and the likes.
What is the vision for Cyrus 45 Factory?
I'm hoping that in the next 3 to 4 years, we are one of the top game changers of the furniture industry in Nigeria. That's one of my, you know, goals and one of my aspirations.
Very true. Okay, well done. We
Thank
join
you.
you on that path, and we wish you all the best with regards to that.
Thank you so
What would you
much.
say have been one of the most important lessons you've learned in the whole process of all this?
Patience. I've never really been a patient person, but patience actually has been one of the virtues I've learned being an entrepreneur and being a furniture maker, because it's not easy. Working with artisans is not easy. You know, getting designs and staying true to what you want to do, and it's not easy, but I've learned patience.
Do you ever get worried that someday somebody's going to steal your creative ability and replicate it, or have you even seen that happening?
Yes, it happened to me actually last week. Someone from South Africa took my work, removed my watermark, my logo, pasted a watermark on it, and claimed it as hers, and I was astounded.
So what did you do about it?
Actually, my lawyers contacted her, and I just told her, actually spoke to her that if you want to do it, there's no problem. You can do the same thing, but don't steal. You can be inspired and actually start your own, and can even be better. I have a protege in Kenya that wanted to start, a tire furniture business, and she contacted me first, and I gave her some advice. And now she has a tire furniture business in Kenya, and she even has really cool designs that I can even say are kind of much cooler than mine. So it's not about stealing, like, be original. There's no point, imitating or copying someone else.
Very, very, very key point. And now I would like to tell you also to make use of your copyright. You should ensure that you copyright a lot of your designs, so you don't get to see people stealing them and replicating them as their own.
Yes.
They want to encourage Nigerian homegrown businesses. Please be a part of what Banke is doing. Follow her on Instagram at Olabanke03, and you can follow her business at Cyrus45 _ Cyrus45 _
To enjoy more of these our Ubonge videos when you just watch, press this button to subscribe on top of our YouTube page. You go love her.